An update now on investigations into the fatal shooting on the Israel-Egypt border earlier this month. 3 senior Israeli Defense Force officers were in Cairo on Sunday morning, meeting with Egyptian army officials as part of an investigation into the deadly attack over a week ago now. An Egyptian border policeman crossing into Israel, killing 2 Israeli soldiers who were guarding a post together, and then hours later he killed another soldier in a gun battle. The attacker was then shot dead. Soldiers Ori Iluz, Ohad Dahan and Leah Ben Nun served in the mixed gender Bardalas and Karakal combat battalions tasked with guarding that border. Now, the head of the Southern Command, Major General Eliezer Toledano, and 2 other senior officers, the head of international relations and a top intelligence officer, taking part in today's meeting in the Egyptian capital. Now, for more insight, we welcome to studio Major General in the Reserves, Eitan Dangot, former military secretary to 3 Israeli defense ministers and former coordinator of government activities in the Palestinian territories in the IDF. Eitan, thank you so much for being here. So this is a top IDF delegation in Cairo on this day, part of this joint investigation. What more is known just over a week since that attack?
I think this meeting in Cairo, according also to my experience, because when I was a COGA, Coordinator of Government Activities, I used to visit Cairo once a month with the Minister of Intelligence. But the meaning that the commander of the South Command of Israel, the head of the operational activity, the head that's responsible for what's going in the border between Israel and Egypt and other kind of things, is coming to the capital of Egypt and sitting with his senior officers is recognition officially, loudly, about few facts. First of all, about the terror activity that happened in the morning, that Egypt, as Israel considers it, is something that we have to cut it immediately, not to give any of extremists, terrorists that come from the Egyptian border army to cross again, and also to find out whether there are roots of this kind of people among the border. Secondly, it means an open discussion about facts and truth. The third is for the future. What I mean, such a visit is kind of a self-trust based on individual relationship between the senior officers. While you are looking on Israel about the threats around Israel and the general staff, they will be very busy what is coming from the north. And the fact that the command of the South Command has an open space to talk, to sit with his colleagues, it means that the future of this area brings a message that both sides will do what they can to prevent any terror activities from both sides. Both sides has the main interest to prevent terror activities that is coming from Egypt, mainly impacted by extremists like ISIS, like Jihad Islamic, etc. And this is also a message to Gaza, to the Jihad Islamic and the Hamas about the serious open relationship between Israel and Egypt. And the last but not least is the fact that the Egyptian population got published from its authorities about such a meeting. It's not something that we saw for many years.
Certainly, the public in both countries will be watching intently to see what comes out of this. What is known is that the attacker, 22-year-old, a border policeman, was said to be acting alone. Is that still the consensus almost a week since that attack? Was he supported by any organization? Is that known yet?
I believe that it's something of mix. It's like the terror that we faced from the West Bank. You have the influence of the atmosphere on the net. You have the influence what he hears in the news, in the mosque, in other places, and while he's sitting. Serving in this area is not easy serve for the Egyptian soldiers itself. It has lessons for the Egyptian army, whether to continue to send send such soldiers to this area, whether they can identify in a press steps such kind of opportunities, whether they have to change the deployment of soldiers after a few months, sending back to another place, to another kind of border with another country. So it is on the responsibility of Egyptian. On the Israeli side, unfortunately, I think that the list of lesson conclusion that we have immediately to adopt on the senior level, it's something that we have to be with it very busy in the coming days, and it's better that it will be done as soon as possible.
Certainly many lapses, so to speak, have been flagged, and that investigation is going to be handed to Herzi Halevi in the coming days. Major General on the Reserves, Eitan Dangot, as always, appreciate you being here in studio. Thank you.
Thank you.